We made it.
Oh,
Hey, look at us.
go then. I'll just use the...
Into the world of Karmora.
So. We'll check, because I'm paranoid about recording out. There we go. Our band of adventurers, the Talaria, are preparing to go to the pirate city of Marylebere. In your short time at the port city of Port Honor, you had stumbled upon a small conundrum with your former crew. In order to save the ship and the crew, Captain Gorant had made a deal which puts Marylebere at risk. In exchange for their survival, he agreed to bring an individual from the city-state of Galero to the pirate capital to discuss a potential deal in regards to Celestine. Knowing the risk of the pirates' last bastion of safety being discovered, you hatched a plan to acquire a ship of your own and make your way to the city itself to warn them ahead of time and potentially find a way to prevent this individual from reaching the city and discovering its location. Luck was with you that day, however, as there was a ship still docked, the Algos, which had taken on survivors from a ship that had been sunk. Said ship had been attacked by one of the vessels intended for the Third Fleet before it was stolen. With the Third Fleet giving chase, you were able to freely move around the city to acquire a crew and to arrange for the ship, as well as plan out without the worry of any ears of the Samhan Republic listening in. During the negotiations for the Algos, you met Arjun, who was the middleman for the crew. And through the coming days, you had got to know him a little bit. You were able to see firsthand his fighting prowess, almost effortlessly defeating many of your crew in 1v1 battles. Until eventually you got to 2 days before your intention to leave, with your medic having to stay behind for business, delaying it by the day. There, during the height of the fight, let's just say there was an overcalculation, resulting in your new companion potentially nearly meeting a unfortunate end were it not for the quick actions of Mevelair and Aldarian, the Doctor. With the fallout of the end of Havelock's birthday, Havelock and Mev decided to join Arjun at the Algos, while everyone else decided to rest at the Mermaid. And that is where we left off.
Is that what we're calling it? Joining?
People can do... If people know, they know, and technically... Yeah, see?
Joining.
It's it's canonic now. Pirates fuck like the Na'vi and Avatar.
Oh my god. What fucking tales? Like,
I mean, Havelock used to have long hair.
Havelock will get his long hair back. Yeah, Nate's right. Mev was packing drinks.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Anyone who drank quite a bit, make you can't say.
What were you thinking, Nate?
I know exactly what he was thinking.
Yeah.
I know it. You know it. We all know it.
Mm-hmm.
Does Havelock have to roll con if Mev stole 90% of his drinks that
He
night?
still had a few drinks.
Pew.
A few.
Well, what's Havelock's limit when it comes to drinks then?
I
How
don't
much
know.
of a
That
drinker
man's
is he?
fucking traumatized.
I imagine both of them have a particularly high alcohol tolerance.
Yeah, that's a good
It's
point.
just
Yeah.
Mev wasn't fucking stopping.
He's good.
That makes me
Yeah.
wonder.
And he's good.
He's fine. He's
Right.
walking like a champ today.
Mev's
Yeah. If anything, he's more coordinated than usual.
Oh god. I'm getting over a bit of a cold.
A bit of a cold.
A bit of a cold, yeah.
Just a
Okay.
smidge of fun.
The sousance of cold. Okay.
Okay. So where are we starting, Tom?
Well, we're starting with me sorting out my dogs because they're barking. So give me a sec.
Yeah.
Bark, bark, bark.
Needs to get a foot massage. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go, hopefully.
As we're gonna
So-
go on the fucking ocean,
The Algos is gonna smell musty.
bro.
That's when I come back into. Okay.
We didn't even say anything. Ed just
No.
threw that out.
That was just off the cuff. Yeah. Fuck it. Fuck it. Unprompted.
So, for those that are on the Algos, you're greeted to the sounds of barrels being rolled overhead or carried downstairs. There's a bit of an organized chaos going on with it all.
Okay. So I'm guessing by this point, like everyone else on the ship is like alive.
Yep.
All right.
For the most part, you see if you stick your head out of the where you're on the cruise quarters, there's a few that are clearly nursing hangovers but still working.
Yep. Yeah. Mev. I think by that point she's probably like getting up and collecting her things, getting dressed. Letting the other two either get ready or lay there.
Alrighty. So it only
What
takes
are you two doing?
Yeah. What are they doing?
Havelock is laying there, the pillow clutched to his chest, snoring.
Didn't realize Anna was a method actor today. Okay.
I will bite you, Edward.
Ooh.
Argent fact right there.
Nice. He sweats perfume.
That's right.
Don't you know? He's a book talk man.
Oh my god. So what's Arjun doing, Brad?
Arjun, this is the morning after. I'd say that he's like, I don't know how early Mev and Havelock get up, but Arjun would get up fairly early.
Mhm.
And he would first get the room set up. Like, he wouldn't make the bed or stuff while they're in it, for example, but he would, like, make sure that all their clothes are folded, basically, and that, like, everything is available for them.
Okay.
And all their things were, like, nothing strewn about the room. There's a fresh water basin in case they need to, like, wash their face and stuff when they get up. And all of that's basically set up, and then he's just getting dressed, very very prim and proper kind of thing.
Okay. I imagine Mev probably gets up just like a little bit after him. Starts getting
Mhm.
ready. Is he still in the room at that time?
He's probably up and about. Hasn't put on his armor or anything yet.
All right. Well, you're certainly organized.
Looks over, nods a little bit. I tend to be.
Don't think I've ever had anyone. She unfolds like her shirt and everything, starts putting it back on. Fold my clothes for me afterwards.
He looks, has the sense to look like he's tries to keep a poker face, but he does look at least a tiny bit embarrassed. But he doesn't reject that statement or anything. He basically just nods.
Well, thank you. It's very sweet. She glances over to Havelock. Looks like she's debating on waking him up or not.
The princess is sleeping.
Yeah. She goes over and like leans over the bed. Lock.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to head out. Are you okay here?
No, I'm coming with you.
You sure?
Mm.
I've just got things to do today. And she puts a hand on Havelock's cheek and thumbs over it. You don't have to get up.
He just opens one eye, turns his head, and kisses the inside of her hand. Yeah, but I want to be there.
It's just going to be work.
And
All right. If you want to get up, you looked rather cozy.
Arjun, are you coming with us?
Where?
I've got to. Mev thinks about it. I've got to meet a few people who are going to go on another ship, the Bulldog. They're kind of the second half of our plan. I have to go over a couple of things, get them. Do you think we have the money for water breathing rings, Havelock?
How much do those cost?
Great question, Tom.
Rings of water breathing are. Let me remind myself. I know it is based on their rarity.
A literal ring of water breathing, like outright, would be very, very, very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an enchanted item that, of all the things that you could want in a port city, it would probably have a marked up price because of the fact that you're literally in a place where sailors are constantly around.
Yep.
Um, I had something for this. Hang on.
It would be based on your knowledge, it'd probably like a single ring of water breathing, especially in a port town, would be between 400 and 600 gold.
Ugh, too much fucking money, like 400 a pop.
I can cover half of one.
Hang on, I'm sending Tom a thing that is just a suggestion. When I find Tom in my DMs, where the fuck are you?
That's great, but
Ooh.
Mev thinks about it. Am I? How much is 50 platinum in gold?
500.
100? Okay, it's 500.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Mev thinks about this. I've got enough for one if I spend the rest of my platinum.
Don't you dare. Just make Aki pay for it.
I've already made Aki pay for everything. And besides, she looks at, like, the room that they're in. She looks at Arjun. She looks at Havelock. I don't think I'm exactly in a position to ask him for things.
I'll extort him.
You are not extorting him.
He almost killed a crewmate. A damn fine crewmate, I might add. Good morning.
Morning.
Mev, like, she looks amused, but she rolls her eyes. If Arjun wants to demand the compensation, that's on him.
A nice guy. I don't think he would.
I think he would.
depends.
Mev's side eyes Arjun.
Would you like to demand financial compensation?
Hmm. Tom,
Yes.
what do you think of the thing I sent you?
Interesting.
Would it be something that A, you would be interested in implementing, or B, something that my character would know about?
I think, given given like their history as well, Mev and Havelock would probably know of it too. So I'll do a small bit of a retcon there based on that. So yes, a pure ring of water breathing is about 400, 600 gold. But but obviously with it in such high demand, the more shady side make bootlegs. Not even remotely as effective, but they do the job.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't do it all the time. You could usually grab a bootlegged one for about 150 to 350.
Yeah.
These ones you would know carry limited charges, only last for. I need to actually remind myself how long the water breathing spell.
I believe water breathing is 8 hours.
Yeah.
Water walking is like a minute.
Oh, it was an hour. Let's see. Spells, water breathing. Oh, it's 24 hours. Yeah, it definitely won't be 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
So you know that each charge gives you about an hour of water breathing? And the amount of charges varies, but it normally averages at around 3.
Okay.
These are essentially items that have been made by people with oftentimes don't have a background in the arcane, like they know magic, and they're just essentially they're banging two rocks together, and it's somehow working just.
Hmm.
Based on that, you know a few people in Port Honor that would have some dealings with it. Fawn sometimes has them. On Havelock's side, Blowy Lips does.
Yeah.
They don't trade. They don't do much in trade, but the crew of the Murky Depths might have some or know where some are.
Okay. You should still have Region Ring.
Yeah. I don't think Arjun ever gave it back after the fight.
Just slap that in here.
Okay. All right. We'll continue then. Does Arjun feel that he's entitled to financial compensation for Aki almost fucking killing him?
Arjun, when you mentioned the whole thing where like a demanding compensation situation, he shakes his head to that. He says, "As much as I don't have a solution to the problem, I'm not going to do that to that man. We'll have
You
to find our
sure?
own way." He
You'd be
nods.
well within your right.
He thinks about it for a moment, then shakes his head and says, "I don't think that our long-term situation would survive further turbulence."
Yeah, Mev nods. Like, she definitely understands what he's saying. She looks to Havelock. Well, we could at least afford one for kindling. You can breathe underwater. I know Aki has a spell. I've got the Cloak of the Manta Ray.
Alright. Let's save our cat.
Yeah, she thinks about what else she has to do.
Murder.
I have to go
I've
fucking
uh
fight a bullet.
I've got starting gold, man. I'm so broke.
It's a good thing we're paying you like 900 gold
Give me all your money.
a month. Fucking.
Can I perhaps pay in kisses instead?
Oh my god. But yeah, Bev just. As she's thinking, she scowls and shakes her head. I've also got to go buy the fucking bullet.
Havelock's gonna wrap his arms around her and yank her back into the bed.
Oh,
Well, you could
jeez.
always stay a little longer then.
As tempting as that is, you two have been pulling me back in this fucking bed for hours.
If you just stay a couple more, we don't have to keep pulling you back.
You're right. I'll be completely out of commission.
That is the way it should be, you know?
She shakes her head. Save it
Come,
for when we're actually traveling.
come on, Mav. You're frowning a lot. You're gonna get wrinkles.
I'm frowning because I've got to do a bunch of shit I don't want to do.
You can blow it up. That'll
That's
solve
your
it.
suggestion.
You have a different problem.
Yeah, I'll have a bigger mess to clean. She pats Havelock's cheek, gets back up. Come on, get dressed, pretty boy.
So he's
I'm all
gonna
dressed.
he's gonna mac her ass.
Oh my god.
There's only one pretty boy in this room, I guess.
Mo grins at Arjun. So you think you're pretty?
He strikes a pose. It looks very awkward.
I guess you are kind of cute.
Maybe we should put him in pink.
It would go well with his hair.
Go push your luck.
What? You don't want the pretty pink sash?
The sash would be nice.
Something to keep in mind if we get to marry LeBerry. The fabrics there are of much better quality than anything you could find here.
In any case, we have things to do.
That's right. Nev will.
Tom, do I know the Bulldog or their crew at all? Is that someone that I would be aware of?
You would know of it at the very least that you know it's in dry dock, just based on the time that you've been here. The only particulars that you know is that it's in dry dock. It came in damaged.
I meant more along the lines of like, do any of my boys drink with their boys? Have I heard of their captain kind of thing? Like, do I know them by people or by the crew?
No. In fact,
Okay.
your crew have never really been able to spot like this. They've spotted them in the Mermaid, but never actually drank with them. They always seem to vanish.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
Spooky.
Arjun looks interested in the situation after you've brought up the whole bulldog thing. Looks like he's curious about it and he's planning to go along with you.
Alright. Then Mev waits for Havelock to get dressed, and when he finally does, she will depart the ship with them.
Alright.
I've totally forgotten their fucking names. The people that we saved. Back on the coast. Where are they staying?
Oh, those two. Those three, even.
Yep.
I need to get the notes as well, because it's been quite a few sessions since we've seen them. So while I do that, I'll just throw in a little bit of fun narrative stuff. So as you like open the door to leave, you do hear someone like say from the other side, it's like, keep clear, and as you do, like one of the crewmates is rolling a barrel like down the hallway. He just sort of like pauses, just turns around and says, "Crew coming by, hang on a second." Just gives you a nod and continues rolling it down.
Mev gives her token finger wave
I've got
as
the
she
name.
passes.
I've got the names.
Yeah.
Goris, Torkol, and Soas.
That's it.
Horus, Soas, and Tokol.
Can you throw those in the chat for Brad?
I probably have the spellings all wrong. Tom will have to correct me, but 1 second.
I just need to refine
Jim,
the
and
notes.
Willie.
We love our Pokemon.
Tom, you can correct my spelling, please.
Remember, Torqual was with 1L.
No, it was 2 L's. It was with a C, not a K.
C, not a K.
And so as it was a Z, not an S at the end.
There you go.
Z.
Yep.
Okay.
Gorus is spelled right, though.
Hell yeah.
Right. And yeah, where are these fuckers staying?
So you ask around, sort of like around the dock. Gorus is actually a dock worker. So you can sort of see him. So you just sort of like ask where he might be, and you just find him sort of examining some of the mooring ropes at one of the abandoned at one of the docks currently.
Which one? Where are we?
More akin to here. He's not actually at a. He's not
Okay.
at the Algos or there. You can just see he's just examining some of the mooring ropes.
Okay.
So you head there. So see him working through. He has his back to you at the moment because he's more focused on his work at the moment.
Goddess.
Huh? Just sort of places the rope down. Just it just cleans his hands off. Just like, hi, Mev.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Oh, still processing. But I'm mostly fine. Yeah.
Torqual? Zoas?
So as is don't you know, he's probably doing the odd errand in the industrial Torqual. He's probably in the Iron Tankard.
Yeah. Mev nods.
Back.
How long do you work? When's your shift end?
Really, it's just started, but so like indicates to the empty docks, like not a whole lot going on. Like so like points in the direction of the Algos. They're resupplying. They're putting the supplies on the ship over there, but not needed. They got enough people there apparently.
Yeah. Mev grins at that a little bit. Things are starting to move, and well, quite frankly, I think I've got you a passage. If you guys are still interested in it.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I mean, I am. Soaz definitely is. Don't know about Torqual though.
Yeah, she nods. If that's the case, I'm going to tell my friends that you're interested in wanting to work there. Because of certain circumstances, the payment, like what you guys can do for me for letting you get this passage, it's changed.
Right?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
He said right.
I don't need you to deliver the letters anymore. I actually am going to need you to keep an eye on someone on this ship. But you seem rather busy.
Not.
So,
I'm not busy right now. I'm just making sure the mooring ropes are fine for when the boats come in.
You sure I'm not going to get you in trouble?
Ah.
And you can relay this to Torkal and Solas.
Yeah.
Alright? Mev takes out a piece of paper and like some writing that she stole from Aki. And she's basically gonna write down a quick couple of notes on like the new criteria and like who they're supposed to meet, who they're supposed to talk to, like at the Bulldog and everything.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hope they can read. I hope one of them can read. But she will tell him, basically, there's this fucking, like, Galero merchant that's going to be on this ship. He's going to be fucking impossible to miss. What is he, a gnome?
No, he's a human.
He's a human?
Yep.
That was my mistake. Everyone from Galero's a gnome.
Yeah, no, it's an understandable mistake, but yeah, no, he's a human.
He's this Galero merchant, big rich fuck named Autumn.
Right.
I basically I need you all to make sure that he's not doing anything fucking suspicious or doesn't have the opportunity to.
All right.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, like not snooping about, not stealing stuff, not stabbing the crew while they sleep.
That's right, and whatever you see, I need you to relay it to Captain Laurent. That's the captain you're going to be with on the Bulldog.
Right.
He'll decide from there what to do, but basically, you all need to be in this guy's face as much as fucking possible.
If he puts me on like what I'm good at, which is like carrying stuff, I can always walk into places and say, "Oh yeah, Captain wants me to move this. Captain wants me to move that."
Mev just grins at him because, like, these guys don't know what they're doing. She knows that they don't know what they're doing, but all they need to do is like basically do that and be annoying. Yeah, she nods. It looks like she's grinning because like she thinks it's cute. He's also going to have these two fucking warforged with him during the trip. As much as I don't fucking want them there.
Oh, I've seen Warforged, they're scary. They don't blink.
If I had my way, you fuckers would throw them off the ship. But I don't think that's going to be possible without starting something. Just keep an eye on them, too.
What?
Yeah. She, folds up the paper, gives it to him. There's a location, the mermaid on there, where you can meet Captain Laurent. Talk to him more closely. I'm actually going to meet him right now to tell him that he's going to meet you guys in the first place.
Okay. So I don't think Torkoal is interested, but I'll see if he can at least come, and he's the talker out of the three of us.
If he's not interested, that's his own choice. But either way, you guys have got a trip to Mary LeBerry in about, she thinks about it, month, maybe 2. Meet them before then. You can handle this, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna insight him.
Encouraging.
Sure.
Is there anyone
Uh,
dumb enough to tell Mevelair no?
10. I mean, he's not hiding it. He's not too sure himself. You sort of see his eyes sort of like glaze over a smidge for a sec as he remembers his last attempt at stuff and
yeah,
how that
yeah.
went. But he at the very least seems like he's gonna give it a try. He will try.
She she pats his arm. Come on. This is going to be easy, don't worry.
Yeah. It'll be easy. Yeah. I hope so. I can be quiet though.
Oh, right. He seemed a bit of a chatterbox.
Yeah. I mean, I think I can keep him quiet.
She thinks about this. You know? Even if he is talking, I don't mind. Let them talk. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I mean, what's he going to say? This person told me to be super fucking annoying to you. We're pirates. She shrugs.
Right. Well, I'll check with Sirs and Tarkall, and I know where the mermaid is. We've drank there a few times in the past.
Good.
Just sort of like tucks the writing the letter into his tunic, just sort of like grabs her, just gives it a final tug just to make sure, just nods, places it, and then just quickly like jogs off.
I have no fucking confidence. She looks at Arjun and Havelock with like this big smile.
What do you mean?
Havelock gives a
He
thumbs
listened
up.
to you clearly. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Perfectly fine. She shakes her head. I really don't even need him to do a good job. I just need him to do a job.
Well, if you need a job, there's a man for a job.
Yeah. Mev nods and starts making her way down towards the dry docks.
Oh, let's see. You continue to make your way over, or I guess I'll ask a question. Would you rather continue on this line or see what the pub crew are doing?
We can go check in with them real quick. Do you guys have things that you're doing right now? I imagine it's like, I don't know, 9 in the morning.
Yeah, that's just what I'm
Yeah.
checking, if they have any plans or not.
Nate?
Here today? Okay. What about
And
Aki? But it does have stuff, but it's her own stuff, so...
Okay. I mean, Aki probably just will be just like probably getting ready for the day and just thinking about like the errands he do, like personal stuff, like go out and buy a pair of clothes, but he still would be firmly hosting his own private pity party over last night. And so he's probably not really talking or not really engaging that much with fur and kindling, really. So I don't think any of that needs to be role played necessarily, so I think it's all good.
Okay. So first doing her own thing, so she does leave somewhat early. But if that's the case, then back to group 2. So, you make it to Venrin's shipbuilders. There is significantly less workers around the ship at this point. And you sort of notice that most of the damage now is just cosmetic damage.
Yeah.
It looks like they're just about finishing up on the main repairs.
Hello? Anyone here?
Over here! You sort of look over. Actually, on the dry dock, not on the ship, is the crew of the Bulldog.
Who all is there right now?
It is actually the full crew.
It's everyone? Alright, so they're starting to actually, like, board again and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, Mev will head over to them. Where's the captain?
It was Oron that actually called you over.
Oh, you didn't say that. You said the crew.
Yeah. Yeah, so Oron's the one that called you over, but the entirety of the Bulldog is there.
Okay, yep. Good. Just the person I was looking for.
Alright. They're sort of all sitting around these benches and tables, just under Narwing, just sort of watching as the workers working around the Bulldog.
So, she gestures over to Arjun. This is Arjun of the Algos. The ship that we are renting.
Okay.
Oron gives a nod. Just for your were you sitting on the sessions where I described Oron to Brad? I forget.
I don't remember anybody from the Bulldog. I think they were just shy of when I showed up.
Okay.
Like, I've heard
So
them talk before, but I don't think I had a description of any of the characters there.
okay, so for you on this one, so the description for what you see for Captain Oron is a human male, looks to be around his mid to late 50s. He has a grey, grizzled, unkept beard. His hair's sort of like, again, also equally unkept and grey. You can actually see he's got a wooden prosthetic hand on his left. Currently he's wearing sort of like some dark leather pants with boots reaching to the mid-calf and a rough cotton shirt. You can see sort of next to him is a blue overcoat and a tricorn hat.
Mm-hmm.
But he just gives a nod to you.
Yeah, he gives one back.
So, updates. Obviously, we've got the fucking ship now and the crew. I'm sure you've seen them coming and going in the mermaid the past few days.
I heard about the fight that happened last night. We were busy at the Bulldogs, so we weren't able to visit, but we heard.
What'd you hear?
The newcomer came by and won half his fights, and the other two he lost pretty close, actually.
Yeah,
Lot of,
that's pretty close.
lot of talk about some very skilled swordsmanship and thinking.
Let's glances at Arjun just to get, like, his reaction.
Arjun tugs his collar a bit and says, close shaves are still not successes.
True, but it's a good show from what I heard. Wish I saw it.
Should have been there. Shame you missed out.
We had to finish off planning out the route and everything. What we need, everything about that. Bulldog's ready to go at this point. Unfortunately, I was kind of hoping they'd slow down to buy you more time.
I mean, there's always the chance that some hooligans will come running around and put a new hole in the ship.
Every fibre of my being screaming, don't hurt my ship, but it's also a valid point.
I mean, I didn't say I'd do it. Just hooligans. We've got a crew and we're going to head out in a couple of days. I know we've already settled the plan with you, but I mentioned doing me a bit of a favor and bringing 2 to 3 other people with you.
I remember.
They're going to keep an eye on this Autumn. They're not exactly the most competent lot, I will tell you that. But they can at least get in his way. Give him a hard time.
I'm sure I can figure something.
Yeah. Obviously, put them to fucking work, you know? I don't expect them to fucking freeload just because I'm doing them a favor and you're doing me a favor.
I don't like freeloaders, so they'd be working. So you don't need to. So you don't need to worry about that. Wouldn't let them freeload. The only reason hell, I don't even know what this guy's gonna do.
Take up all your resources and irritate you all the while?
If he comes on the ship, yeah. But if he brings his own ship,
Certainly fucking hope not.
if things
Try
go,
to avoid that.
I will try, but I can't promise.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, it's going to be hard to do. His ship is it's got Galarotech in it. He'll want that security.
The contract only said him. Bringing a whole fucking ship means supplying a whole different crew, especially with that tech.
If anything, I might be able to squeeze out a bit more time if he's adamant of keeping that ship, you know. If he's going to take the ship with it, we're going to have to go slower, or we're going to need more supplies, or... Been thinking of fallbacks and ways to wriggle some more time.
Give him as hard of a fucking time as you can.
Well, if you do bring someone from Mary Libere, bring someone with firepower, just in case.
Yeah, Mev nods in agreement. Man, a whole fucking ship with tech. She rubs her temple. Now I was worried about those fucking Warforged.
Well, to make it worse, ship with all that tech and Warforged.
Is there any way that they can be busted up?
Uh,
Not without setting him off.
Probably not. Won't surprise me. I know about the Warforged and their whole sentience thing going on. Don't know if these are sentient or not. If they were, maybe we'd have a chance. If not, well, they ain't gonna stand back and watch.
Mev thinks about this. What if it wasn't us? What if it was a third party?
What are you thinking?
Pirates, smugglers, we're naturally territorial and greedy, according to these people.
So you're thinking maybe have a few of our lot do a little attack, have us pretend we don't know anything about them, blame it on the free pirates?
Mev glances at Havelock.
Havelock looks like he is still attempting to wake up as he slowly blinks back at you.
Havelock's got some contacts that are particularly shady. Pay them a little money to cause some trouble. Won't even really have to lie.
You want rats? I know a lot of rats.
Yes. I really want to get Bloody Lips involved.
Bad? You just gotta remind him that I'm watching and I know where his wife is.
With respect, I like to do my deal with coin when I can. I'll see what his price is. See if
You're going to deal with the prices? Are you sure?
I got myself into this mess. And I appreciate the help getting out of here, but as I say, I don't like freeloading.
If you want, you could go with Havelock and talk to him.
Nah, I know Bloody Lips. I'll bring Rourke with me. Guy's a teddy bear, but I don't think Bloody Lips knows that.
Alright, if you're sure. What's your budget?
Don't worry about my budget. It'll be enough.
Enough to get Bloody Lips to not talk to a fucking merchant with more coin than he can fucking piss out?
I'm sure if I told him how up shit creek I am with this deal, he wouldn't want to make a deal with him either. Bloody Lips is a bastard, but he ain't stupid.
That is debatable.
He's smart enough to do what he does well.
I don't trust Bloody Lips, but I trust you. If you're sure.
Well, the choices he'd have is he helps us and keeps Galloway interference out, or don't know how he'd feel about Warforged chilling in his place. Or the small version, I think they call them auto-gnomes.
think he'd lose his shit.
Yeah, I don't think he'd like, Because imagine, this guy decides, hey, let's do a deal. You get a few of our Warforged and Autodomes to be your eyes and ears. Don't think anyone would agree with that.
Yeah. Mem nods, and though she isn't exactly, it looks like she isn't exactly pleased that she's not going to be as hands-on with this. She accepts it. Okay.
Sort of like leans back a bit more.
That's just planned out the route.
He has.
Aye. We're gonna probably follow the main trade route, turn around, hook very close to the shelves and the coast, so we have to go slower. We're looking at about maybe 30 to 32 days.
And that's with going Pastienta.
Aye. When we're in open seas, we're gonna have to go max speed, otherwise he'll think something's up.
Right.
Which is why we're gonna be hugging the shelves and the coast. He's not familiar with this place. We can put it down to bad currents, making it safer on those bits.
Considering he's not even here, plus the trouble that's going to be caused.
We know roughly when he's going to be arriving now. Messenger ship came back.
Really?
3
When?
days.
3 days?
Messenger ship's fast, little fucker, but there's going to be a queue for the docks. It's about 4 or 5 other ships waiting, and they're slow.
Fucking. What ships? Do you know?
Cargo ships, mostly.
No one special?
Nah, not one of ours.
If it was, we could have gotten them in on this.
Oh, absolutely. But no.
Shit out of luck. Right.
If we're lucky, might stumble across one or two of them while we're at sea. Then, might be able to do something. But that's a big if.
Right. Yeah, Mev is just thinking about this. You're at least going to still strain as much as you can with the contract.
There's a reason why we haven't started planning out our supplies proper.
How badly do you need to move up in the queue?
It's not about moving up in the queue, it's about staying as far down as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Arjun looks thoughtful for a moment, then he actually considers him for a moment and says, "You could always go." And he considers before actually, like, he looks almost like he's not sure whether or not he should suggest this, but he does anyway, and he says, "If you were to smuggle something important into the city, at the docks where the queue is, depending on what is the safest period of that queue, you could move back in it depending on where the people that want that item smuggled want you to be."
We're not item smuggling here, Arjun. Took a bad deal. Very bad deal. So there's a fella coming in, and he wants to find our home.
He raises a brow. Someone else looking for Mary LeBerry.
One that none of us sort of like looks over at Mev and Havelock. Want them to find out. Galero folk.
Mev looks at Arjun. They want to smuggle Celestine. They want to make a deal with us. Make us their ships. Their smugglers, their scapegoats.
So we don't want them getting there at all.
That's
Even-
right.
Even if the deal isn't agreed, the knowledge of Mary LeBarry would carry a lot of value here.
That's why I'm trying to get to there to talk to the crow's nest. Try to get someone to meet this man halfway and basically shut him down. We're trying to make this end as cleanly as possible. That's the thing. That guy goes missing, we're going to be the first on their fucking list of suspects.
Thanks for a moment. There is one thing I can think of that would make a minor setback at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't their tech explosive?
It is, but I'm doubting anyone's gonna really be able to get in there.
Why wouldn't a Warforged?
What are you implying?
He looks over at Havelock, Mev for a moment and says, "We met one not too long ago who arguably is a pirate, no?"
Is he talking about the fucking people we interviewed?
Yes.
Yeah, Mev starts thinking about this and like he can see like the little light bulb going off in her head. Would they even pass?
Warforged are people. They have their own wants and desires, but they are very much trusted by who we're talking about. If anything, you could consider Warforged to be, and he pauses, born slaves. He might be a lot more amicable about it than we think.
That's a fucking fantastic idea. What do you think, Arant?
The Warforged can be trusted. I'm willing to give it a shot. But it can't be traced back to us.
Could be another case of she thinks about it. Did Bloody Lips or what is his name?
Sev.
Sev. Who brought the Warforged?
Sev brought 2 Warforged, if I recall, but one of them was different.
Yeah.
The skinny one.
Yeah,
the
the skinny one.
Yeah, that was Sev. Yeah, Sev brought both.
Okay.
Sev brought. The Gear Forged.
We can ask Sev to get involved, and he's far more fucking trustworthy than Bloody Lips.
Don't think I know this Sev fella, but if you trust him, then well, I'm willing to hear it out.
Mev looks at Havelock because he knows Sev best. Can you give Orant details on this guy? Where to find him, what he's like, things like that.
Yeah, of course I can. And Havelock's gonna make his way over, start giving the details.
As they are doing this, Mev steps back and looks at Arjun. That's a really good idea.
Sometimes people are the only chips you can work with.
I just didn't think that we had enough chips. Fucking sneaking a Warforged to bust their shit. Fucking good. I think I was more concerned with not getting them involved at all.
Worth a shot.
He-
Deck stacked against us as is, so I'll take anything that can tilt the deck in our favor I can.
I should mention that I obviously threw that out of left field. I couldn't begin to know whether or not the Gearforged or Warforged are actually trustworthy, nor do I know their individual habits.
No. None of us know, but these are all plans that Orant is going to have to deal with and finish. It's going to be up to his judgment. At this point, I mean, we're leaving in a couple of days. We're not going to be able to keep up with this.
I suppose
As it
we'll hear about
stands.
it when it gets there.
It looks like that fact makes Mev just a little nervous, because they're making these plans and everything, and Oron has to go through with them. They're not going to hear back about this stuff until everything is said and done.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely looks a little nervous.
If something goes wrong, we can do damage control.
Can we? From across the sea?
When we find out everything that's happened, I mean, we're going to the same place, aren't we?
Right.
At that point, it's a question of how do we keep them from leaving with the information?
Yeah. Mev nods. Any questions, Orant?
How long's your trip?
To marry the berry,
Hmm.
we're looking at about, 3 weeks? 3 weeks to a month.
3 weeks. Just summing up how much free time we'd be able to have if he were to arrive and then say, right, same day, but I can probably squeeze a day in or two without sabotage stuff, because ain't purchase supplies. So that would mean we have a 2-week buffer. Give or take.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Hopefully, with the amount of trouble we're planning to cause, it can be more. But I will take that as the absolute bare minimum of time.
Aye. Depends on how desperate he is. We sabotage his ship, might just decide to go on the Bulldog, which works in our favour, but cuts down on our time. Or he might, if it works, might want it to get repaired. Works in our favour, more time, but then we still got the ship to deal with.
2 weeks will be plenty of time for me to talk to the crow's nest. Yeah, Mev nods, thinks about if there's anything else. My boys in the next couple of days should be meeting you at the Mermaid. I gave them a little note, I suppose, of what they're supposed to do. You all can talk details there.
Anything particular about 'em I should know?
They're stupid. They are completely failed smugglers. And one's got a fucked up leg.
Fantastic.
Right?
Anything to tip the deck? Sort of like looks over at the gunnery master Goran. It's like, Goran, go see this Sev fella. Let's get the ball rolling. Goran just grunts and stands up and walks and just makes his way out.
All right. I think that's it. Good fucking luck.
Let us know when you're actually sailing off. Be rude not to give you a good send off.
Yeah, she nods, and she will turn to go. Um, she starts to head up, like towards the mermaid, and obviously it's not far from the dry docks.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually she will stop and look to Arjun and Havelock. The next thing on my list will not require you to.
Very well.
Need a drink for some courage.
She looks like she's debating it for a second. She shakes her head. Maybe after.
Well, how about a kiss for luck?
Maybe after.
Alright. He's gonna pull her in for a hug.
Yeah, she hugs him back, gives him a squeeze. You two may go about, do as you wish. Frankly, you don't need to be there for my shopping trip either.
But I'm your guard dog.
Don't necessarily think I need a guard dog while shopping.
I don't know.
Are they-
Merchants can be pretty shady.
Go ahead, Brad.
Sorry, I was gonna ask Tom whether or not the members of the crew that were brought on by like Havelock from like Seven Bloody Lips, like our pirate crew. So are they the Algos already?
Yeah, they
Alright.
since being hired, they were being trained up by other people of the crew.
Arjun is going to look off in the direction of the dry docks again and say, I'd like to see how the crew is getting along. I'll be on the Algos if you need me.
All right. We'll see you later then.
So pause, and then he looks at Mev and says, it's only the end of the world for someone if they think that it is. Perhaps you can get this fellow to look at the bright side.
And what's the bright side?
That he still has a friend.
I hope he sees it that way.
He gives you guys both a nod, and then he steps off.
You know, if not, just in case you can take my gun.
I'm not shooting him. Mev takes a shaky breath. God, why do you have to fucking say that?
Are you sure you don't want me there?
You can't be there.
I can come see how Kinling's doing.
Still can't be with me.
I'm always with you, and he's gonna rub his thumb over the ruby earring she has in.
You know what I mean.
I do. But I'll be close, and that's enough.
She lets out a sigh. She will head to the mermaid.
Let's see. Oh. You enter into the mermaid. It's quiet. The regular lot that are there just for watching for bad stuff are still there, but beyond that, it's just you, maybe one or two other patrons on the far side. And if Aki is awake and downstairs and such, then him as well.
What time of day would it be?
Mid-morning.
So like
Okay,
10,
yeah.
11.
Okay, so Aki would probably be downstairs, sat on a table in the mermaid with a mug of water, half-eaten breakfast, and he is scribbling notes into a leather-bound journal using. Actually, no, hold on. Would he be? Because didn't Mav take his quill?
She took a writing utensil. That doesn't mean that she took all of them.
Okay, fair enough. I'm trying to remember how many writing utensils it has.
He has like a whole kit, so I imagine he has multiple.
Fair enough. Yeah, so he's just scribbling notes into a leather-bound journal.
Okay. Yeah, Mev comes in and sees Aki. Gives Havelock like a look. Just gonna head over to the table.
Yeah, you see probably like in front of you, putting like he sort of like Aki obviously feels your presence before he looks up and puts his pen down and he kind of does rather sort of reticently, and then sort of looks up at her, and it's sort of clear that he didn't have the best night's sleep or has really bothered to take as much care of himself, and says so did you have a nice evening?
Mev sits down and she glances at the journal. Is there anything that she can like see from it just from a glance?
You probably would pick out on it Aki's flowing handwriting, and you see it. It's clearly the first page of a diary, and it's sort of etched in, the today's date, day 1, and the location. It says and then it says at the top it says, "May this be a written chronicle of the life, times, and personal development of one Acris Gaventora."
Alright. Mev flicks her eyes away after she realizes. And she will set her hand, set her chin in her hand and look at him for a while. I did.
And how is Arjun? Is he well?
He's fine if that's what you're asking. He's nice.
He's... Did he mention any kind of ways that I would possibly able to make amends to my actions?
We didn't really do much talking about you.
Of course. And how's Havelock?
Happy as a clam.
Do you think he had a decent night of festivities?
I mean, besides someone trying to murder someone else on his birthday, yeah. Then again, that seems like something that Tavlok would enjoy and expect on his birthday. She smiles a little bit.
I wouldn't know. I couldn't possibly say. So, Mevele, you told me you wished to discuss a pressing matter between the two of us.
It's right.
And I believe the hour has come for that discussion to be had.
He's gonna insight him. Wow, 5.
Um,
Oh, Mev. You're killing me.
I think probably... I'd say with a 5... Yeah, you just get a sense of like him just being like dejected, but with almost like a sense that he's like resigned himself to his fate.
She looks down at the table as though trying to figure out where she even wants to start with this. We shouldn't be together.
Okay. If that is what you wish, and that is what you think is right, then let it be so. And I am truly sorry that things didn't quite work out as envisioned. So what happens now? Am I still welcome on the Argos? Am I?
You don't even want to ask why? It's just okay.
It's well, I fear I already know the reasons why, and the profundity of any possible other reason.
There are so many fucking reasons, but I'm so sure that you don't know mine.
If I shouldn't presume and assume to know the inner workings of others, so if you would be so inclined, what were some of the things that made this eventuality came? Eventuality is the wrong word.
Can you cut the fucking formality? I don't know why you're talking to me like I'm a fucking business partner. She swallows.
And Aki just says, because it lessens the pain.
I'm glad that it lessens your pain. Do you actually want to know?
I do. Because clearly something went wrong with me. If there was a way of me fixing it or changing, then I need to know specifically what happened and the consequences of those happenings.
Insight.
Okay.
Is this like, does he actually want to know? And is it just, actually, I'm gonna peek at his head while I do this. I'm not gonna click. He doesn't know. So surface level thoughts. Freaking, is it that he wants to know how to make things better for the both of them, or so that he can fix himself?
Okay, so yeah, I guess peeking into... Yeah, I guess, yeah, you skip the sodding insight thing entirely. Yeah, and what you receive from his surface level thoughts is basically yeah, essentially it's all very self-centric. It's all talking about like, I'm, I'm a failure. I messed up. I need to figure out what to do so that I don't fuck up again. And I guess you do notice that the seven other thoughts. You would also notice that there's still the whirlwind on top of all this, and you can still hear like the sort of waltzy ballroom music from far up.
Yeah, because Aki's fucking thoughts are always like at surface.
It's more muffled.
Yeah. Mev cuts it. She turns her head away, still having it set in her hands. There's a long bit of silence. Do you say anything?
Aki just says,
Tom, this music is not it.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know if I've got any good music.
Yeah, Aki says, I would suppose my treatment of and views and
I would prefer if
frankly,
you didn't suppose anything.
then I would presume. No, that means the same thing. Does the way I consider and have treated Havelock in the past play a role in this?
Why is it? This has nothing to do with Havelock. Though certainly your perspective on my people hasn't helped. I decided that I was going to do this after our conversation. After we had dealings with the Algos. You told me that you didn't really know who you were, where you stood on things. And I thought I knew that a relationship when you're in that state would only lead to you being completely dependent. She looks at him. I thought that it was for the best to separate from you for the time being, so that you could figure yourself out.
Can I roll insight on Mev?
Sure. What are you inciting?
I am inciting whether or not whether or not her frustrations separate from go deeper than just the aftermath, than just the aftermath of their conversation after the Algos.
I mean, you can incite her.
Okay.
Ten. It doesn't take a genius to decide that they most definitely do, but if you let me continue, she'll tell you right after. And then that fucking shrug. What even was that last night?
What do you mean?
Before I left, when Arjun and Havelock propositioned me, I looked at you. You dismissed me.
Um, I wasn't in a very positive state of mind last night.
You were upset about the day's events.
So can you repeat that? Sorry.
You were upset about the day's events.
Well, yes. How could I not be? I turned a friendly competition of. I turned a friendly competition into a possible bloodbath through my own idiocy and hubris, and almost killed a man I'd only met that day. Betrayed trust. I had done a grievous wrong,
And you feeling sorry for yourself was more important than putting any effort into me.
I'm ever allowed to be. To be frank, in that moment, I didn't. I felt like I wasn't deserving of it. That a man who would do that so, and the things he did so wantonly wouldn't deserve the companionship and the affection that you would provide. So I thought I will.
So does my statement fucking change? You thinking that, you feeling sorry for yourself was more important. Your self-pitying narrative took precedent. You could have asked me and I would have stayed. I would have done anything you asked me to.
And but I would have gotten in the way of you enjoying your evening and celebrating Havelock's birthday. What right do I have to do that?
Do you know how happy I would have been to have one fucking speck of confirmation that you prioritized me? That you loved me more than you loved hating yourself? Since I figured out that you will always love yourself more than me, even if it's just self-loathing. And I mean, I knew that. I could see it in all your actions. And just like the things that you did with Havelock, every slip up that you've made, I ignored it. I minimized it. I pushed it away. Until it stared me right in the face. and said, "You can't anymore."
So, I suppose one day I would have to have figured out that there is such a thing as other people.
I'm not even sure if you've figured that out yet, Aki.
I probably haven't.
So, I was going to back off for a while for you to gain some sense of self, some sense of confidence, for you to learn how to talk genuinely instead of just what do you think everyone wants to hear in order to make yourself look better. And then you shrugged. That's what happened.
I suppose, as I said in that moment,
Don't. Don't repeat it. Don't add anything. Because whatever you have to say is only going to hurt me more. And I know you only care about defending yourself, but I'm going to try and keep myself safe for once.
so is there anything that I can do to help you in your safeguarding?
That's something that I have to do. I've given you parts of myself that you've just taken and thrown on the floor, so I don't really feel comfortable giving you anything. From here, you are still part of the Talaria. You will be welcome on the Algos. And over time, I'm sure that I can handle your friendship. I am still your friend. But I'm sure things are going to be tense for a while. When we get back here, we will continue on our journey as usual. As far as I am concerned, nothing has changed with the status of our relationship.
nice. Okay. I don't quite know what to say.
She stands up. Thank you for your time, Akrisk. She will head out.
Okie I will say that's a very good part for us to take a small 10-minute break.
Oh.
More time. Let's go ahead and do that part.
Yep.
Just for a bit more time.
Okay. You said that. I literally just finished my notes.
Oh, well.
Amazing.
Well, do you want to go
Well,
for the water breathing
do you
bit
want to
or
start
Aki
then?
first?
Sure.
Alright, music back on, recording gone, and we are back.
So does Mev leave as soon as she's done breaking up with Aki?
Yep.
Okay, so I guess Aki just sort of sits there for a while. Trying to sort of collect himself and his thoughts. He will put his writing set, back away and will seal back up his journal at the point that Mev last saw it. And will walk over to the Bar of the Mermaid. Who's at the bar?
Boris?
Would Aki know Boris's name?
Pretty
He's been
sure
here a
he's
couple of
heard
days.
it.
I
Yeah.
hope he does. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Aki will sort of go and said, Boris, is that have I got that right?
Yeah.
What what drinks do you have stocked currently?
Ale, frog, gin.
Would Aki know what grog is?
Given where he
We've been
lives, yes.
traveling. Like.
Yeah, like one, he's been traveling with pirates. Two, his home's a port city.
True, that's a good point. And so just in this time, like, what is grog basically just like pretty low quality, pretty gross, like homemade alcohol, basically?
Very much, yeah.
Okay. Aki will go, I will, take a gin, please, boss.
Reaches over, fills a tankard, and just places it down.
Yeah. And actually, looking around, is there any damage to the bar from the fight last night?
Not the actual bar itself. You see a handful of splintered chairs that are just over at the side.
Okay. Aki says, how much? How much for it?
Oh, for gin?
Yeah.
3 copper.
Let's make it 3 gold to help go towards the damages of last night.
You already paid for the damages.
Well, then 3 then just for general upkeep and maintenance then. And Aki will put down 3 gold.
Just swipes the gold and places it in a pouch at his side.
Okay. Aki will take a big swig of the gin, probably grimace from it, and then he will go and dump his books and stuff back in the room upstairs, and then come back down, and still with the half-drunken gin, and he's gonna have a look and see what Kindling and Havelock are doing.
Let's see.
They are talking, reading, eating.
In that case, Aki will go over to the table and say, is there room for one more, gentlemen?
I mean, there is a chair.
Is it for the taking?
Are you going to sit or not?
Of course. Neki will pull out the chair and sort of almost like slump down onto the chair and onto the chair and the table they're sat at, and go, so, what are the 2 motley gentlemen planning this afternoon then?
Well, we were just about to have a book club. And Havelock just kind of whispers to Kindling, book clubs are a thing, right?
I didn't realize you were running one of them. Which text are you on at the moment? What kind of, or is this more sort of a genre study or a particular author or oeuvre of work are you focusing on? Can I roll insight on Kindling? Okay, I want to see, like, does this guy actually know what a book club is? 23. Or is he just purely talking out of his anus? I just need to remind myself. Did Havelock get for his birthday? Okay, yeah. Aki will see that and say, right, well, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure if we have time, we could maybe get a few copies of something commonly in print around here and do that to help pass the time on the voyage over the sea. Right, well, Havelock, would you say, did you have a good time yesterday? Did you have a nice birthday?
Oh, I had a fantastic time.
Great.
One of the best birthdays I've ever had.
I'm glad for you. Have you had a chance to try out your new presents?
Are you asking if I've murdered someone?
No, I'm asking if you would like to get a bit of practice in with that new arquebus of yours. Shall we?
Insight. What is this man getting at?
Oh, oops, wrong button.
Why did you insight?
I don't know. I said insight. Like, yep, clicking it. All right.
I will inside your
that-
insight.
That's not my fucking. So yeah, Aki. I mean, you can probably just tell that there is like a profound sense of just sadness from how Aki's behaving, and it does seem that Aki is genuinely just asking if you've had a chance to fire the gun yet, but it's not out of a sense of like mockery or pain. It's almost like he just wants to talk about something. It's almost like he's looking for distractions.
No, I haven't shot it yet.
I'm sure we could be able to knock together some target dummies if you'd like to.
Absolutely not. Not when there could be guards. You don't bring attention to this side of town like that.
Tom,
Yes.
do you think Pass Without Trace could stop a gun sound? The
No.
sounds of a gunshot.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Do you think Aki's Hearth and Moonlight and Shadow could stop the sounds of a gunshot?
Absolutely not.
Unless
Unless it says that it mutes sound, absolutely not.
Okay, so you don't think any of the bullshit I could say could make it so that they wouldn't hear a gunshot? Okay.
I think at most there's like a silence spell or something like that, which like makes an area, or am I confusing it with blindness, deafness?
I think but I don't think that is a druid thing either, really.
I'm pretty sure that's also a spell that focuses on like a target or
Yeah.
an area, but
Yeah,
it wouldn't affect anyone outside of that area. So
Mhm.
basically, you could shoot your gun in that area, and anyone outside of it would probably hear.
fair
The what's it called? The Wizard of the Coast stuff, yes, but there is a Cobalt Press version that's like any noise made inside the Dome of Silence cannot be heard outside of it. However, it is Bard,
Aki
Cleric,
doesn't
and
have that.
Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to read Cobalt Press, man. There's so much stuff in it. Anyway, so Aki will say, I suppose that's the downside, to gifting you with a weapon that inherently is essentially an explosion device. What about that telescope? Fur.
I'm sorry, repeat what you last said a little louder for me.
Aki said, what about that telescope Fur gave you?
It was a hair clip made of a telescope lens.
Oh, bollocks. Hold on. Sorry. I got that wrong in my notes. Thank you. Oh, yeah, do I see him... Okay, in that case, would I see Havelock wearing the hair clip?
Did Mev fix his hair before they left?
She would have.
Yes.
Yeah. Aki says. Also, it suits you.
The seagull feather. Pretty.
Yes. I think it's nice for someone who derives so much joy and comfort from the sea that they can bring the objects imbued with its power wherever they go. It's quite beautiful, really. Aki does take another knock of his gin, again pulls a grimacing face. Goes, Can I get you boys anything? Another drink or?
No.
Is that a yes or a no, Kindling?
Aki, why are you sitting here with us?
Because I don't know what else to do with myself.
So you'd rather sit with a man you think is a monster and a man you never talk to?
I'd rather sit with people that I have wronged and boulderized and try to make some kind of amends. Look, I know I've caused immense hurt and pain through my actions, and I just want to do anything to make those right and make it so that they don't happen again in the future. So here I am trying to see those I have been traveling with for a good couple of months now in the fullness and richness of countenance that they deserve. And I think I need to get another drink. Aki will stand up and go back over to the bar.
So anyway, swap one of your history books for one of my books, Kindling. Havelock's gonna take one of his books that he's finished and hand it over to Kindling, one with a pirate on the cover. So did you understand, like, a fucking thing he said there? Okay, good, good. Me neither.
Aki will come back with another mug of rum from Boris. Gin, sorry.
Alrighty.
Oh, so that was what, 3 copper, was it?
Yeah, but he just seems to indicate that the goal that you've done is enough.
No. No, Boris.
Yes.
Fine. And Aki will swivel back around to the boys' table and sit back down. He's also going to. Can I insight both Kindling and Havelock?
What are you trying to get?
Just their general demeanor and disposition with Aki having fucking rattled off what he did, and then him coming back from the bar with a drink, just seeing what the general mood and their vibes are. Anna?
I mean, go for it.
Basically, Aki's trying to pick out like, like, can I tell that my presence is directly making Havelock and Kindling they rather I leave? You know what? Yeah, I'll do 2 separate ones. That's Kindling, and that is Havelock.
I'd say with Havelock, he never tries to hide his displeasure.
But am I seeing it right now?
Do you think you could infer that from the conversation they just had and the way Havelock was talking with Aki?
Probably yes. Okay. Okay, yeah, so Aki will sort of still be sat on the table with the boys, sort of awkwardly sipping his gin. And I guess after a bit of like almost like a bit of a weird awkward pause, Aki will just say, "You know, Havelock, I do not think you are a monster."
Insight that.
Okay. $15. Okay. With a 15, you would be able to tell that what Aki is really more saying is that you almost get a sense when he's saying it, he's almost like telling himself it, and it's more just trying to. It's more him thinking like. It feels like the correct thing he should be saying really is. You are not the much, the simple, easy box I have placed you in my head, basically. Or I had placed you in my head, is basically what he's saying.
So that's what he should be saying, but he's telling himself that, not Havelock that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So basically, it's almost like him. Aki's saying like, he's when he says Aki, Havelock isn't a monster. He's almost saying like, I know you're not, but I'm still trying to figure out what, basically. If that makes sense.
Havelock's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna take another bite out of Kinling's breakfast. It is our breakfast now.
I have a few books upstairs if you'd like to have a look at them. I have a good one about sort of the general history of Karmora. I have a pretty gripping, rip-roaring adventure book based in Garazun, the old sort of mighty fortress guarding the southern edge of Jerahan over in Saw. I have a book about the history of the Druid tribes and one about dragon anatomy and how to best one. Any of those tickle your fancy? Okay.
Ow. What?
Well, I suppose I probably have outstayed my welcome and once again made a fool of myself. So I will leave you to be. And Aki will slam his drink back, and then sort of teeter up off the chair, and he will go back upstairs. So yeah, on the way, when he stands up, he'll go, I guess I'll see you fellows later, and Aki will saunter, and Aki will stumble back.
Let's see. Oh, you head back up to your room.
I need to check something. Hold on. Because 2 gins is quite a lot of alcohol for Aki. 1 second. Ugh.
Aki's hammered.
I'm surprised he wasn't
the
lashing
bucket.
out in anger.
Aki probably, once he like gets back up to the room and settles down, he does suddenly feel very queasy and not very good. Probably vomit up the alcohol he just drank. Which he then starts to very hurriedly try to clean. And then he kind of will just sit in the room and read and try to fill out his journal, basically.
Okie dokie. Have luck, Kindling. You two doing anything?
Kinlan, do you wish to partake in anything?
I see. Arjun, what about you?
Arjun is you know, this is actually kind of funny, but he went back to the Algos for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was thinking that he was gonna go shopping for something.
Hi.
So I think if whether or not Mev and Arjun actually run into each other at all is something that might need a roll.
I will let the two of you decide on how best to do that.
What would we roll?
I don't know, because what you went looking for the rings, right?
Yeah.
Arjun
We'll
is
still
currently...
be in the same place, I believe.
Yeah. Mev would know a few more, like, back alley dealers, but the one that the two of you would have in common is Fawn.
Well,
owner of
it
the
depends
seafood
on
table.
what Arjun's getting, because Mev's gonna try to look legit first.
Hmm.
So, what are you doing, Arjun?
Yeah, I guess that's a bad question. What is it that you're looking for?
Arjun wants to get he's actually going to get some bedroom stuff. He's getting like new sheets and new blankets and new like pillows and stuff.
Okay. Then yeah, we would be in the same like general market district at least for a good little bit. So.
He is going to noticeably he is hitting up pirate merchants, not like outright just like shops that have like basic linens and stuff like that. He's actually like hitting up anybody who seems to be a pirate or someone with that sort of cultural influence, and he's getting
Looking
like
for a lot
very
of patterns
colorful,
and stuff,
very
yeah.
pattern, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so what would we roll to run into each other, you think?
I don't know. I think maybe we each roll a d20, and if they're within a certain range of each other, we run into each other.
Okay,
Like say
what's the
5.
range? 5? Okay, okay.
Yep.
Nope.
We do not run into each other.
All right.
We miss each other.
That is okay.
It's alright, everyone misses Mev at some point in their life.
Anyway. Yeah, but other than that, Arjun basically just heads out, grabs a couple of things like that. I don't know how much that would necessarily cost me, but it's nothing special. It's just some mundane cloth.
At most, it'd be a
Set out.
handful of silver, like 3-4 silver.
Right, I'll take that off.
Mev is going to get let me see. What are like the cheapest legit ones that I can find?
For the ring,
Yep.
Vaughn, C6 Sailor.
Okay. And how much would those cost?
So Vaughn only has the one ring. It is a bootleg version.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking about 325 gold.
And that's on the cheap side?
He's not
That's on the expensive side.
He is a
Yeah.
merchant. He is trying to make a profit. So, but he is, you know, Vaughn well enough. He is usually open to haggling.
Yeah, I think she's gonna argue that price a little bit because like she knows that she could probably get the same results for cheaper.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Do I get advantage because we know each other? Like we have this reputation with each other, or
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of both first name basis kind of deal. So I'll say with advantage. 21.
21.
So it's like, how much are you thinking?
I'd prefer closer to 200, maybe 250.
$260?
I suppose that will do.
Hands you the bootleg Ring of Water Breathing. 3 charges, by the way.
3 for an hour each, right?
An hour each. Recharges 24 hours after its last use.
And you guarantee me this works.
Yes.
She stares at him.
Look,
No
if
bullshit?
No, if you die, how are you meant to come back and spend more?
All right. She pockets it.
It has used I have used a charge on it already.
Today?
Yes.
What to test?
You don't need to know. You just need to know I've used a charge today.
That's not suspicious at all.
I am an
But that would be
honest
nosy.
businessman, dear.
Honest. Mm-hmm.
Honest enough.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Yeah, Miv will wave, and she's gonna head out of town.
Oh.
Yep.
Time to scream at some trees.
I would like to make my way to the Cove of the Faithful.
Okay. So you head... Wait, one sec before my brain actually gets it right. You head eastward.
That I do.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. The Cove of the Faithful is only a handful of hours away. More than enough time to get there and back before nightfall.
How many hours?
There and back, about 4 hours total.
Okay, so 2 each.
Yeah.
Okay. Mav makes her way to the cove, and From the description I have, it's like, how do I put it? Like, it's basically like kind of a cave with a lot of water, right?
Yeah. Whereas, whereas the Smuggler's Cove is like it's surrounded by rocks. It's mostly just the cove beach leading to a large cave.
Yep. Mev is going to slip on the ring, take off the cloak of the manta ray. How long does it take to attune to this thing?
It takes an hour.
Okay, then she probably would have done it while she was traveling.
Mm-hmm.
There is like a stillness in her head. As she basically gets into the water and puts herself under.
Okay.
She's going to use a charge.
Right. So you use a charge. If I'm right with water breathing, unless maybe again I'm confusing it with another spell, if you actually use water breathing, you can't breathe air but can breathe water, or I say maybe I'm confusing it with a different
you can
spell.
breathe both.
Is it both? Yeah, it's both.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember there was like a version where it's like the other way around. You start being able to breathe air but can only breathe water. Either way. So you activate the charge, you slip under the water. It's difficult because every single fiber of your being is telling you to hold your breath.
Mm-hmm. Especially with how Mev is.
Mm-hmm.
Does it work? Is it functional?
Just for flavor, make a... Ooh.
Do I have to make a wisdom save? Because I'm doing this to myself?
It's not a case of trauma, it's a case of if you hold your nerve to the point where you actually start trying to breathe, or if you, panic and...
The spell should still work either way.
Yes, but it's just testing it, whether your nerve breaks and you scramble out before trying again.
I can make a con save and a wisdom save.
You can't save. Okay, yeah. You hold your nerve. Although you definitely hold your breath for as long as you can before you just like breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and you sort of like realize that you remember you're still in the water. It's working. The ring works.
Yeah, she sits there for a long while in silence. Does Valkyr say anything?
Nope, but you get the feeling that, like, right before you actually started breathing in, he had the equivalent of, like sitting on the chair, digging your hands into the armrest in fear kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And you sort of hear, like, him just mentally sigh in relief when it starts working.
I think, Mev kind of takes a position where she's, like, laying there under the water. Imagine, like, since it's the cove, it's at least like a contained area of water.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yes, just... You know what it's like when you hear of bootleg merchandise. It's just nervous is all.
I almost hoped it wouldn't work. Give me something else to be upset about.
Aye.
You've been
You-
quiet.
Well, you got your own things to worry about. I figured it not be my place to step in.
You stepped in with Olivia.
I felt it involved both of us there.
I wish you wouldn't have. You're not wrong, but I wish you wouldn't have.
I'm sorry.
You deserve to know as much as I do. But Olivia doesn't know what she's talking about.
You are right. I just felt it was worth a shot. Are you nervous?
About what?
Going home?
Right now, even without the current circumstance, I wouldn't know where else to go. I wish I was home right now.
A wish that will be granted, but not immediately, it seems. Days of travel, whatever the sea throws at us. After that, who knows?
That's the worst part. I need her now. And I have to wait.
A long pause. Okay, it's just saying, like, what is important is that we stay strong. That we keep moving to where we need to go. We need her now, yes, but that is beyond us. So the next best thing is what we have to deal with.
Mev looks at the ring just messes with her fingers a little bit, twitching them. She rises and surfaces. Do I have to go back right now? Do you think they'll look for me if I just stay here a little while longer?
As long as we arrive back before dark, I do not think they would mind. Worst case scenario, they might pester Olivia to see if she has any spell to find out where you are.
I think I just want to stay here for a while.
Then do so. They have a means of getting in contact with you if they worry about you.
Are there other things I need to do? Things I'm forgetting in my grief.
There is still time to sort anything out. You can be in your grief. We have time.
Mev stands there in the water for a time. And as she feels tears well up, she sinks back down. And that's where we can close that scene.
Okie dokie. So, anyone do anything else?
Not Arjun.
Scream into the void.
Yeah, you guys
Hold on.
have basically like the whole day. Probably a bit of the night too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if anyone wants to do anything, around mid-afternoon, Fur does come back from her business, so if anyone wants any discussion with her or Olivia or anyone, or the crew of Valgos.
I think he's too sad.
Sad boy hours, sad girl hours. Where does Mev go when she comes back? Like, it's
So,
hours from now, but where does she
good
go when she comes
question.
back?
It's a great question.
If it helps, Havelock is still waiting at the mermaid for her.
Havelock's gonna be waiting just hours and hours and hours.
And you think
Like,
that loyal dog wouldn't?
Is he going to start questioning like when it gets dark?
Of course, but Mev is a big girl. She has a scary shadow.
I think, because I was actually thinking about this, Brad. I think Mev after is going to go to the Algos.
Okay. Is she actually looking for Arjun, or is she just going to the ship?
She's at the ship. She's basically making sure that like the crew is being like well trained, everything's going smoothly, the supplies are all there. You can speak to her if you want, but
Yeah.
it does seem like she is doing business.
He's basically been doing that all day in the first place. He'll probably, when he sees you start to do such a thing, or notices you like checking in with the crew and like checking the supplies and everything, he'll literally just like without missing a beat come up to you and tell Mev like everything that he's already made sure of in the day, like
Mm-hmm.
what's all accounted for, how people are doing. He's like, oh, this guy's kind of like out of everybody on the crew, I think this guy's a little bit untalented, but
Mm-hmm.
we're fixing that kind of thing. And then yeah, he's got opinions.
Yeah, Mev definitely is like listening quite closely to him. There's a little smile on her face as he talks.
So I guess to abbreviate on what he probably said. So in regards to supplies, the ship's just about fully stocked up with everything. All the food's on there. They're waiting for a few more bits of sailcloth, which should be arriving in the morning. Dirge has been able to eke out almost all of the profit, all of the budget, leaving you with 20
Yeah.
gold remaining.
Great.
And about £600 of cargo space. I would say as well that Dirge raises a question in regards to the two sheep that he's seen with the Talaria.
Yeah, Mev would have told him like, yeah, they are coming and they will be used as food later on. Because
Right.
Havelock and Kindling literally told her that that was their purpose.
Yep. So, if that's the case, he discussed how he can, for a gold piece, can get enough animal feed to sustain the two of them for 25 days.
Yeah, then definitely she would have him do that.
Yeah, which then brings you to 19 gold and £400 of cargo space remaining.
Yep. Okay.
Uh,
So
Beyond that, the route has been locked in.
mhm.
Barley has expressed concern on the return journey going behind the shield, but trusts in your judgment.
Mhm.
The crew are, for the most part, trained up. Anything that remains to be trained can be done while at sea. Aldarian has officially joined the crew now, having finished his business.
All right.
And is ensuring that his station is set up well.
We can head out in the morning.
Yeah, basically, barring like maybe needing to wait an hour or so in the morning for the last bit of supplies that are waiting, they are set to go tomorrow.
All right. Yeah. Mev looks pretty pleased to hear that. She says, I'm really glad that you guys got this set up so quickly. I'm very impressed. Thank you.
Would you say
Oh,
Dirge
yeah,
it would be
Dirge.
nearby with you two, or are you two sort of like a bit away?
I'd say that by now, like, this is stuff that Arjun picked up from having heard it earlier in the day. He's basically just relaying information that he got previously.
Okay, I was just checking like if it was a
so-
conversation like to the side or with the rest of the crew kind of deal.
So he's just telling Mev what he heard from his own crewmates that he's already vouched for, and he's just like, Bali and Dirge, they're good at what they do. Very good.
Yeah,
I don't
Mev
vouch for them for no
nods.
reason.
No, I've learned in the last couple of days that you, how do I put it? You don't fluff things up.
He nods.
I appreciate that. Lets me know that well, you mean what you say. Take it very seriously. Most of the time.
Are you well?
Oh, geez, Mev is fragile right now. I'm gonna do a deception on that. 19, okay. She looks at you, and there's like a glint of recognition, but her face doesn't really change. In what way?
I believe my question's already answered, but I was speaking of. It seemed like you and your friends had a bit of He looks like he's not sure how to word it. Eventually, he just says, he just comes out with it, and he just says, it seemed like you and your friends weren't doing all that well in terms of allyship this morning.
Is that what you call a relationship?
That's what I call a relationship that I'm largely at guesswork about. I don't know your history.
Yeah, she nods. Well, to answer that, it was a romantic one. Was. It went about as I expected. I'm not very happy right now. But you don't really need to hear about all that.
Understood.
I know this is like a weird question. And Mev leans up against the ship. Can I stay here again tonight?
You may. You're going to be here for a long time anyways.
You don't mind if I'm in your company?
It is up to you what kind of company that is.
Just conversation tonight. Maybe,
That'll do.
I don't know, cards.
I will warn you now. If we play cards, I will lose.
Oh, you'll lose.
I've never been good at games.
I'm gonna fucking insight this guy.
He thought you'd find that funny, but generally speaking, is also telling the truth. It looks like he, like, even if he's got a good poker face, he's basically the kind of, like, it sounds like he's the kind of person who's just like, haha, I will put down one of a kind. Beat
Yeah.
that.
Mev definitely looks like amused and curious. And she she says, well, lucky for you, I love playing games, win or lose. So just give it your best shot, and I'm sure I'll be entertained.
Sounds fine by me. And, well, I didn't expect you and or Havelock to be returning tonight. So don't think I was getting too eager when you see the room.
What do you mean?
Turns. He starts heading there. He's not going to say it. He's gonna just show you what happened.
Okay. Mev will follow him.
When you get to the room that you spent the night with Arjun with on Havelock's birthday, when you get in, you see that vast majority of the rooms, like it was before, it was very plain,
Mm-hmm.
and it is now still, but like the bed itself and like everything in it, like where he obviously expects to sleep, very much rigged in the way that a pirate would have done it, and like in the kinds of colors and swatches that a pirate would appreciate.
So lots of oranges, turquoises,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
He didn't like decorate the whole room. He didn't like throw up fucking streamers or anything like that, but
Yeah.
it looks like he went out of his way to make sure that there was at least something, a part of the room that would make you and or Havelock comfortable if you were to stay there again.
Oh. Did you... She's just like looking around, a little surprised. Why?
I thought that it was possible, or even likely, that you might come back. At the very least, it seemed like Havelock was ready to break the door down.
So you prepared.
He nods. I also needed to wash the other ones.
Mev laughs a little bit, and she looks around at all of it, and just she looks at you, and she like turns around. Oh no. She covers her face for a second.
Yes? Yes.
No, you're fine. It's clear that she starts crying. Oh gosh. I'm sorry. This is really sweet.
He approaches, and he'll wrap you up in a hug. It's not the most it is not the warmest hug. It is not like the tightest hug. It is clearly that of a stranger. It's
Yeah.
someone who doesn't know how much you appreciate pressure. It's someone who's, but he still gives you a hug. And he says to you under his breath, if you want me to allow you privacy, I'll give it. You can have this room for the night.
No, she tries to like tries to like wipe her tears away. I'm not going to get you out of your room. I'm okay. I'm just emotionally sensitive right now, and this is really sweet. You're you are clearly a very nice guy.
He has a bit of a forlorn look at that, and he just nods. But he looks over for a moment, then back at you, and he says to Mev, "Listen, I you said that it was just conversation and cards tonight, but if you need hands, if you need arms, mine are free."
She looks at him and returns the hug for a moment. It's definitely the same kind of energy that he has, but there's a level of appreciation to it. She pulls away. Thank you. I really appreciate this. And I'm sorry that it's what, day 4 or 5 of us knowing each other, and I'm in your room crying. I would never fucking do this.
He pauses for a second, and he just shakes his head. With the stresses of getting this entire ship situation together, simultaneous with juggling the fact that this is an illicit, so to speak, ship travel that we're taking. Unfortunately, capsizing romance. He basically explains all these things, and then he pauses before saying, even if we did just meet, it's not as if life waits for opportune moments to overload us.
No kidding. Nev tries to like wipe away the rest of her tears. She looks at like the bed coverings. She actually goes and like spreads her hands over it, smiles. Thank you. And I know Havelock will absolutely love this when he's here.
Well, I'm glad I did something right today. He says,
You did everything right today. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, she will sit with him and Yeah. Conversation and cards.
And cards, okay. Arjun, make a perception check for me.
Arjun, make a perception check for me. Who's breaking into my room? Hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
At one point during the
Okay.
cards, you actually do feel the presence of someone behind you. And you sort of look around and you can just see at one point the shadow of Valkyr just sort of like leaning over, looking at the cards. And he sort of like realizes that you're looking and he in his shadowy form, you can't see he has eyes, but you can tell that it looks directly at you, like freezes for a second, then just vanishes. And all you hear in your head, Nev, is, "I'm sorry, I thought that it might. I'll just watch."
Damn it.
He had a 10 of spades, by the way.
Oh. There, if you look back at Mev, she's got a fucking big grin on her face.
We don't have to cheat, I promise. That this is this is not a loaded deck.
Flutterslip habit.
With Mev staying at the Algos, Havelock, do you do anything? That's you were waiting in the mermaid.
Anna, where are you? Anna's fucking gone.
Anna's mind is dying. Ugh.
Okay.
Fucking.
For the sake of your mind, then, we will say that you do go looking. And first place you check is the Argos, and you find them.
Thank you.
You gonna
Uh,
join us for cards?
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
Actually, before we do cards, every fucking session I've been saying I'm doing this, and I haven't been able to do it yet. I want Dawes back. Give me my imp.
Okay, so, Arjun, you watch as Havelock appears to do a small ritual, and in the middle of like in front of her, you see a small imp creature with a bow tie.
What is that?
I don't know.
Havelock's familiar.
My
I have a
friend.
name,
Hi,
you know.
Dawes.
Hello, Mev.
I missed you. Oh, come on.
Nice
You
to
can
see.
say it. You missed me.
Fine, I miss you too. And I guess him, just points a thumb at Havelock. And everyone, and who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. Who the fuck are you?
Oh my god, who is this man? We've never been here before. Mev, are you okay?
You know, suddenly I don't know why I'm here.
This is so strange.
Yeah. He's Arjun. He's a crew member.
Shit, how much have I missed since... When was it? Was it the Knoll? I think it was the Knoll.
It was the Knoll.
It was the
the
Knoll.
Knoll.
Yeah, fucking hurt, by the way.
No fucking kidding.
Slaughtered them.
You slaughtered them.
They fucked with my boy. They're gonna die.
Good. Good. Because that... I was feeling that the next couple of days after in the Hells, let me tell you.
You wanna hear the wildest shit that went down?
All of it.
All of it. And Havelock's gonna start catching Dawes up on what's been going down.
This
while
means
he-
that Arjun is gonna hear everything that's happened in the past, like, 2-3 weeks.
So that's why your hand is almost off.
I assume you
Yeah.
deliberately leave out Curse.
Yes, we are leaving out Curse.
Yep.
Yeah, if Arjun says that, Mev's gonna be like, yeah, fucking stuck my hand in something I shouldn't have.
But that's what we love about you.
That's what you love about me?
Well, I love everything about you, Tiger.
She rolls her eyes. It's supposed to heal in a couple of weeks. And
They
I'll
give
be
you
in
proper
tip-top shape
physiotherapy, correct?
when I remember to. I actually didn't do anything today.
Here, bend it.
Oh.
You're a warrior, you can't give up on this.
Oh. For a warrior, Mev is extraordinarily whiny about this, but she will go through with it.
So you're only doing like physiotherapy, you're not like because
Well, Havelock could probably heal her.
I was
with
gonna
lay on
say
hands.
How much lay on hand would you enjoy?
I think I only need like a little bit to help speed up the process. Like, I don't know, 5 points.
Alright.
if I recall, Force basically said like essentially every 5 hit points cuts down a day.
Yeah.
He's gonna smack her on the thigh, have 20.
Oh my god. That slap echo.
I mean, yeah, Havelock with her big hand.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, then Dawes and Arjun get to hear about the Vorpal Blade box. Get to hear about how they went to the cove, traveled the coast. Probably get some more detailed story on the on Boris and the gang about how they were saved from being eaten by wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Though I think it is something to note that for some of this, Mev actually, like, while they're recounting the tale, she stops and she like looks to Havelock for confirmation, almost like she isn't sure what happened.
Havelock just nods his head along when she's getting the things right. He'll add in a couple of extra details that she might not know of.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
Dawes, unfortunately, you have missed the birthday celebration.
Oh, it was your birthday?
Yeah, it was my birthday the other day.
Ah, cool. Happy birthday then.
Motherfucker, you don't want to hear about the best gift that we got for the birthday?
What was the best gift you got for the birthday?
Mev and Aki broke up.
Havelock.
Also, I got a new tattoo!
Ah, cool.
It wasn't
Aki
fucking
also-
Arjun.
I'm getting to this! Listen, I was just a little too busy to bring you back for the celebration. Also, I have a gun now.
Okay.
Wow, so much enthusiasm from you.
You've said like, oh, what was your best birthday thing? Then you listed like 3 fucking things.
Do you want to hear like the most out of pocket shit that happened?
Sure, why not?
Aki attempted murder in public.
Ah,
Oh,
didn't forget it in him.
Mev just lays on the bed.
Yeah, didn't think the guy had it in him. Who was the victim?
Sergeant raises his hand.
Our new late night lover.
Wow, you So I looked you up and down. Well, you took it pretty well.
He looks down for a second, and then he looks up, and then he just says, "It's not the first time."
Ah, cool.
Sounds like a story. Many stories.
While Mev is while Mev lays there in despair, Havelock's gonna hit her with another cure wound.
Yeah.
2 of them. Use all spell slot here for her.
I think Mev is like sprawled a little bit on the bed. She she raises her leg and just like pokes Havelock in the chest with her foot.
What?
Are you using that? Are you using what I gave you, Havelock?
Yes. But
Did
I
you
mean,
put
if
the
you
bomb
wanna
on
put it
today?
I was just getting to that. If you want to put it on me.
So, question with this Mayor of the Berry place we're going to.
Mm-hmm.
How'd they feel about demons?
They let me dock there.
Saying is, can I be like this, or do I need to be a raven again? Got no problem, just, rather not arrive there and then get shot.
There are all sorts of distasteful things there. But you'll probably have to be a bird again.
But it is. Can't be a parrot, so gotta deal with a raven.
Wow, even
Why
my
do
own
you think
CEO
parrot?
stereotyping me.
That's right.
Are you saying you don't?
I've
I
never
wanted
owned a parrot.
I wanted
Parrots are
a
colorful.
parrot, not you. I'd get a parrot.
Huh.
Can you do toucan?
No. Yeah, you get a raven, that's it. You get a raven, a spider, or a rat.
Oh, I like the spider.
Huh. So I guess those kids' books that I glanced over for other times I've been around were complete bullshit. Cool.
What does that mean?
Some books that I read that are there in the Nine Hells. It's like, oh, well, might as well read up on that stuff. Just got a bunch of fucking kids' books, and it's all about, like, these all the pirates, like, they got, like, a peg leg, or they got, like, a parrot, or a hook for a hand.
Oh, even the Nine Hells has propaganda.
To be fair, those are ones that we took from the material plane, either because someone came in and was stupid and died, or we got it in our raids.
Well, birds are common on ships. It doesn't have to be a fucking parrot.
Cool.
Typically, we have things like carrier pigeons,
Yeah,
Or,
not gonna be one of them.
corvids. Yeah. Corvids
You
are
raid
pretty
the
traditional. Is that a comment towards Mev?
No, he's talking like the fucking imp was like, we got these weird propaganda books from our raids, and he's like, what do you raid, the Navy?
Okay.
Look, we don't decide. We're not able to pinpoint exactly where, the little weaknesses between the planes are, right?
So the rat, are we talking about a field mouse or are we talking about a dire rat?
Uh, what, like I can turn into?
Mm-hmm.
Basic ass rats. That's what you get.
Basic.
or
You're too
gray?
handsome for basic.
Look, he asked a question. Am I the big fuck off rat, or am I just a simple rat? I turn into a simple rat.
Okay. No black or gray.
Just in the case of it's somewhat grayish, grayish skin. It's like this.
Any other questions, Sergeant?
Can he contract diseases as a rat?
Can you contract diseases as an imp?
And that's a good question.
Yeah, I'm not immune to disease here.
She shrugs. It's valid.
No rat. He's not allowed to turn into a rat. Rats on boats? Bad idea.
Fair enough. Ooh, what about the cat?
No.
No cat.
No.
Why not?
Magic ain't that good.
I'm getting a little disappointed, Dawes.
Oh, now you get disappointed. Okay, yeah, sure. Can't turn into a cat. Oh, that's a deal breaker. Not about all the times I've helped or anything, or the fact that you say you enjoy my company. No. Oh, the line's drawn when I can't be a cat. Oh, God, so hells take me.
You're so grumpy. And Mev reaches over and pokes him on the nose. Come on. Don't be mean to me.
I'm not being. You're being mean to me. Oh, it's disappointing that the little imp, lowest on the chain when it comes to demons and devils. Oh, can't turn into a cat. Oh, but he can turn invisible. He can turn into a spider. He can turn into a raven. He can turn into a cat. He's got poison. He just grabs his tail and just sort of waves at you. He's got poison in his tail to help out his friends. Oh, but a cat. But oh no, the line's drawn on the cat.
Fucking laughing.
You think we're friends?
I'm gonna check out the city. He turns invisible. You do hear sort of a pattering of feet, like a small floor of wings. You see the door open and the floor of wings go away.
What do you think?
Well, he's a demon. I don't think I've ever met a demon before, so my first impressions are very far from what I expected, but go figure that.
She, Miv smiles. He tries to be fearsome. Havelock and I pick on him.
I see.
So, full house.
How do you keep getting this full house?
You really want to know?
Yes.
Mev's gonna tell Arjun about marking cards. How she can tell which card is what based on the little bends in them.
Didn't I tell you you don't have to cheat?
Is it cheating, or do I just know what to pick? Uh,
So, if there is nothing else for anyone to do, eventually you go to your respective beds and prepare for the morning, where another journey begins. And that's what we're going to call it for this session.
Yay!
Yay!